I'm wearing a pretty flowered crown. Am I pastel kawaii goth with muffled rap music playing in the distance yet? Hidely ho, my good neighbors. This is I should have had this up a week and a half ago, but moving is complicated video. So I have a couple of hauls to brag about and show off to the masses. So let's get started. Let's see what I got in my drawers. The first batch is Sephora stuff. I wanted to see if they had the Little Mermaid mirror that everyone's all excited about. They didn't, but I found some consolation prizes. The first thing I got was Ojon Rare Blend Hair Oil. I only got a little bitty bottle because I have a little bitty bit of hair. But as you can see, it is a suspension of 3 densities of liquid. I'm assuming a water-based, a silicone-based, and an oil-based. But you're supposed to shake it up. And then you get this cool peachy mango color. It smells like somewhere between a creamy sweet fruit and like a cinnamon sugar sort of. Very faint smell. You have to really waft. But there's definitely a little bit of a citrus and a cinnamon going on in there, and I rather like it. I've only been using it for a couple of days. My hair does seem to feel pretty nice, but I also don't have super damaged hair either. I'm lazy enough with my dye jobs that every bleach job is pretty much virgin growth. So I'm not too worried about my hair, but never hurts to do a little extra credit. Next up, brace yourselves, new nail polishes are coming. So Sephora was having a cool sale with the nail polishes that they have. I got Ocean Love Potion, which is a grayed out sagebrush green teal. I got for my mom because when I got her first bottle of Ocean Love Potion, she got it for Mother's Day. She moved like a month later. It went to Narnia. We've never been able to find a brand new bottle of nail polish. So I bought her a new one since it was like $4. The other one I got was Meet Me at the Disco, and it's your run-of-the-mill spangly holographic rainbow glitter top coat because I go through them like crazy because I like shiny objects. Next thing I got was 10 Without the Twinkle by Too Faced. Anyone who's seen my other videos knows that I don't like bronzers with sparkle in them because real tans don't twinkle. So when they advertised a matte bronzer in a convenient size with its own brush, I was down like Charlie Brown. Indeed, it is a convenient size. It's the size of their individual eyeshadow onesies. It is, in fact, matte. It is Chocolate Soleil. I believe they mentioned somewhere in the advertisements that it has real cocoa powder, so it smells like Cocoa Puffs. I don't know that it's going to do anything for your skin, but it smells nice. They also have their Flat Bouquet, which feels every bit as luxurious as their regular brushes, to me anyway. I keep it in the little plastic sleevey because I keep it in my Instant Face Kit, where I have a bunch of little travel-sized jobbies to give me a face. Marshall's was clearancing out a bunch of these really nice little op art Coach glasses cases for $3 a pop, so I got 3 of them. One of them's holding a pair of my Betsy Johnson glasses, another one's empty, and then this one is my makeup kit. They each came with a wipey cloth, which is really nice op art pattern fabrics. You can always use more stuff to wipe clean surfaces, especially since everything we do these days is on a screen. The next thing I have in the kit is the What's Up highlighter. It's perfect size for inner corner of your eye, pretending you have brow bone highlighter, a little on the cheekbones, a little bit on the cupid's bow, a little tiny bit on the nose, maybe a little bit up on the forehead. Blend, blend, blend. You look like a dewy goddess. This stuff is awesome. I love this size. I haven't bought the full size because I have 3 of these because I love the skinny size so much. I have the real mascara. It says you can use the little mace club spikies on the end, but I feel like that deposits too much product, but it was a nice angle for them to take into consideration. I actually really dig the mascara, so me likey. Benetint for the cheeks. The next one is Laura Mercier Black Gold, which is a brownish, greenish, tarnished gold color. Very nice for just adding a little tiny extra bit of dimension. It's fairly goof-proof. You can smudge it out or leave it as is. It's not a very striking color, so very easy to play with. And then Escape by Escada. Oh, Escape by Escada. I'm just speaking Dory. And it doesn't have an actual mirror in it, but the chromey finish of the gold lid inside functions as a good enough mirror to get the point across. So this is in my Quickie Rescue Kit, and having a bronzer that can also work as a matte brown eyeshadow in a pinch, as well as just giving more dimension to my face and making it look like I care enough to put on makeup for wherever I'm going. very, very handy. So a welcome addition, I thought, for what, like 14, 15 bucks? Definitely, to me, worth the money because the brush is fantastic quality, because Too Faced tends to make fantastic quality brushes. They are all artificial bristles, so they're better for cream products, but they are more aimed towards the cruelty-free side, not necessarily the fiber types, natural versus artificial, being better for different stuff side of things, which is noble motivation. Good on you, Too Faced. So, the next thing I got was Lancome Hypnoth Drama. I fell in love with it because of this sampley poo that I got. There's a learning curve because the collar is not very tight. The thingy that wipes off your excess product is called the collar, and it's not very tight, so it leaves a lot of product on the very sparsely separated bristles. You can't really tell because my camera's having a conniption fit and won't zoom in. So I had to compare bristles because I have worn all of the print off of this, and I got the fancy schmancy full size. I could have gotten the ones with the cool runway too, but I just decided to grab this one because, I don't know. I was not totally enamored with the cutesy runway tube, so whatever. Last thing I got was Shiseido the Skincare Night Moisture Recharge. I have a huge vendetta against jar packaging for moisturizers that are supposed to do any good whatsoever. So an airtight pump in a sturdy glass bottle was right up my alley. But this one doesn't claim to have any fancy ass ingredients, so I don't know exactly how important the packaging is, but it makes me feel a hell of a lot better, so that's the important part. It's got a nice, light, clean scent, just enough to feel like it's not too medicinal, but it is not an overpowering smell in the least. It's a very silky, elegantly textured, light lotion, but I don't need to do 2 passes with it, and I've got decently dry skin, so it was definitely a splurge at 40-something, but I don't need a full pump of it, and it works really well, so I'm down. That's what I consider investment versus just, is it cheap? I don't consider cheap versus expensive. I consider cost effectiveness, and I feel like that's kind of a barrier a lot of us tend to overlook. Well, it's just as good because I paid less and I feel like I got a deal. If it smudges off in half an hour, if it irritates your skin, if it doesn't function properly, it's not a deal, even if you paid less. There are some great bargains out there. My eyeshadow right now, because my camera's being finicky and you can't tell, I actually have a really nice eyeshadow look going on right now from a Wet n Wild palette. I got that thing for like $6, and again, you can't tell from my camera, but it looks amazing. There are some good products out there for not a ton of money, so it really is trial and error. But I look for cost effectiveness, not necessarily just cost. So there's my little mini rant on that. And because I spend entirely too much money at Sephora, I got their 500 point perk, which is Tocha, Burritocha. Anyway, it is a candle and a roller ball in Cleopatra, which is grapefruit cucumber. You definitely smell the cucumber in the candle. It's crisp and light and refreshing, whereas the rollerball version of the same perfume it's a little more grown up and mature. There's a lot more depth to it. It's definitely not as light and laundry fresh as the candle is. So you get 2 really nice fragranced products for free, which is awesome. I really dig the Cleopatra roll-on. Like I said, it is a little more sophisticated version of the cutesy, grapefruity, cucumbery smell of the candle, so I rather enjoyed it. So those were my consolation prizes for the Ariel mirror not being in stock. But a couple days later, I got a call at 9 in the morning that the Ariel mirror was in stock. So after I went back to sleep for about 5 hours, because I worked till 4 in the morning slinging pizza, I scuttled in and got the mirror. Now, there are a couple of reasons I really wanted this. One of them is that I have the other 2, and I want the whole set. The other one is... Watch me suavely reaching behind me without looking because I am very talented. I have 2 jobs. And while I'm dingle hoppering, and I need to fix my bright red lipstick, having a Little Mermaid mirror would just be icing on the cake. So I had a little bit of a silly motivation for that. You can see my Sebastian is my purse, and he holds my lipstick. Unfortunately, the mirror won't fit in Sebastian, so we got to think of another solution for that. Maybe I can tuck it in one of my shells, or maybe in that 90s shelf bang poof she has. Maybe I just pull it from that hair. I don't know how she got Aquanet to work underwater, but I'm pretty sure she was the sea witch because that's a lot of volume for wet hair down to your butt. So, of course, after I got my mirror, I went in and I've been wanting to try maracuja oil. I've been wanting to hop on that train, but I didn't have 40, 50, 60 bucks for an eyedropper and an ounce of it. So when I saw Tarte willing to tell me that 15 bucks would get me a little over half an ounce and a roller ball, I said sign my ass up. So I got it. I don't really notice a smell or anything. If it is pure oil, they didn't add any kind of fragrance, which is very cool, because you'll get pure oil with other stuff, which means that when they put the oil in, it was pure, but the product is not pure oil anymore. It's kind of a slippery, oily oil, so you're going to have to contend with that. They didn't cut it down with any kind of emulsion of water or silicone to make it dry faster. Since it is in a roller ball, you can't really feasibly use it for your hair. That's where the eyedropper packaging has the advantage, because then you can use it as a scalp treatment, an ends treatment, or a skin treatment. This is predominantly aimed at your skin, which is what I wanted it for anyway. I've only used it once or twice. So far, so good. I don't have super dry skin, but like I said with the hair oil, it never hurts to have a little extra credit. Next thing I got was the Lightstorm Liquid Shadow in Tuscany. I went back for another one because of all the amazing dimension I got from Smoky Grape. I don't know if I went over this because I'm awesome. But Smoky Grape is lavender with a green sheen. It's basically an adult version of that party glitter that is pink transparent plastic with a green sheen. The receipt and the display said eyeliner. With this fatty boom batty sponge brush, there is not going to be any eyeliner about this thing. You can use it to pick up product with an eyeliner brush, and then you have a really cool eyeliner. I used just this with I think I used a primer. I will say I'm pretty sure I used I don't have Pixie Epoxy, but I have I have like Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I think I speckled that on first. This stuff lasted for 10 hours at least through my demanding pizza shop job, and looked like I had carefully applied a lime green, like a seafoam green, a lavender, a dark purple. It looked like I had sat and spent an extra 15 minutes on my eyeshadow when all I used was this. So I really, really dig it. So getting this the first time and falling in love with it is what made me come back and get Tuscany. This was Smoky Grape. Yeah, that was the one I got. Did you know that's how we make raisins? We give grapes smoking habits. So Tuscany is kind of a somewhere with mauve, gold, purple, a little bit of green in there. It's not a horribly rare duochrome, but in a different suspension, in a different product, it behaves differently. And I haven't gotten to test this one yet, but I'm excited. I will say this one settles faster. You can see the suspension liquid is a cloudy light blue. If you shake it up, that's not going to be a huge concern, but that's just something I noticed. And then I got me a new brush. I have a thing for weird shaped makeup brushes. I got the Synthetic Cream Blush Cream 132, and it's a wedge all the way around brush. I got it because A, it's got that cool case, B, I'm fascinated with the idea that the handle pretty much is the ferrule. That's the fancy metal collar that holds your bristles on, by the way. It's called the ferrule. You just learned science. And they have a new schmancy collection of, our brushes are shaped weird because we're artsy and these are cool new brushes. And they have a skinnier, pointier version of basically this for about 3 times as much as I paid for it, because this was in the bargain bin. So I figured I'd give this one a shot. If I really love it, I might splurge on the bigger, fancier one since it'll give me better precision. But in the meantime, I'm just going to give this guy a shot. Also, it's pink, and I have a slight weakness for pink. So that's it for the cosmetics version. One of the other motivations I have for being at Sephora so much the last couple of days is they just announced VIB Rouge. Spend an obscene amount of money in a calendar year, and you get a newer rank with more badass perks. I've gotten a lot of cool shit from being in VIB, so I am excited to get to VIB Rouge and get more awesome stuff and get exclusives and whatnot. Obviously not entirely why I'm in it. They have lots of cool cosmetics and a really awesome selection, but also you get cool perks. One of my favorite things I've ever gotten from VIB is I got this gorgeous, huge, really good quality black umbrella. You open it up and it's like this flash of scarlet. It's lined with red fabric inside. It's 2 layers, and it's insanely well made, and I got it for free, so. Ugh. So as far as the cosmetics haul, that's about the long and short of it. When I got these at Marshall's, they also had a couple of pairs of Coach sneakers. I am a huge Coach fan, and I got a pair that is a nice cute melon pink that's just the sea jacquard fabric, and then I got a pair that are the legacy stripe, and I'm gonna fetch them. Cutesy nice melon pink. They kind of remind me of my grandma Dorothy, so that was another reason I had to have them, because she always had these cute little kids in like pink and baby blue. And then the legacy stripies. I am a huge fiend for their Coach legacy stripes, so I saw these and I had to have them. The toe box is really flat, so I gotta break them in now. One of the other things I did during my hauling fiasco of awesomeness was I went back to Nordstrom Rack and I returned the cargo travel set that I didn't fall in love with and the Stylo lip crayon I did not fall in love with. I was informed by adorable blonde register monkey that we don't really take back cosmetic returns, even if they are 10 days in and you have a 30-day window of us taking back absolutely everything, because we can't put these back on the shelf and that's a loss for the company. To which my brain screamed, Sugar Plum, returns are always a loss for the company. That is not a legitimate reason. But I was told after she talked to the big giant head on her walkie-talkie that we'll go ahead and do it, so there's not a problem. But this is not something we are supposed to do. But I wasn't just returning it, I was exchanging it for this awesome, fabulous, fantastical Barbie necklace of doom. Next payday, I will get the earrings, I will get both the matching bracelets, and I will be the spangliest eyesore this side of anywhere, because I can. So I passive-aggressively griped on Facebook, which strangely gets shit done if you know how to do it right. And a friend of mine who works for Nordstrom Corporate said, that's not how we operate. At all. She should have taken that return without question. So she gave me an email where I can direct a nice, calmly worded, respectful inquiry about their methods. Not hate mail. I don't do hate mail. Homie, don't play hate mail. Grown-ups don't do hate mail. Trolls and children do hate mail. And anonymous hate and sock puppet accounts to harass people. Remember that. Digression over. So, I'm going to send a nice, polite inquiry, because I did get the return, and I didn't raise a fuss. I pride myself on never being an asshole about returns. I'm so paranoid about being that asshole about returns, so I end up being super cautious about everything. However, since I did get my return, I am going to be very polite about it, but I am still going to ask, is this supposed to be happening? Because I want to know, because I like to shop at your stores and I want to know what I'm dealing with. So, we'll see how far Sugar and Spice gets me, since, again, I did actually get what I wanted to get done. So, I don't want to be a big fat meanie face. Register Monkey was probably not to blame. I'm going to say that was entirely management teaching her improperly. But I can understand management's motivation on that. However, I don't agree with it. So, that was my whole video. Hopefully in the next day or two I'll get to actually do some nerdy stuff, but every time I'm on the camera doing videos, that's usually because the boyfriend man is gone, and generally he takes our consoles with him to go hang out with the boys, so I can't actually do anything super nerdy. I think I am going to do an anime review video later on, though, so if you shall see. In the meantime, be good to each other, have a good day, and no matter what you're doing, where you're going, or how you're doing it, always, always, always buckle up.